Right, let's turn to this now. Several ANC officials are in hot water. The Secretary General Fikile Mbalula this week slammed the Kopanong Municipality Mayor Xolani Tseletsele after he was found threatening a residence for alleged, or filmed, shall I say, threatening a residence, allegedly complaining about potholes on social media. Meanwhile, Labour Minister Thulas Nxesi and two other ministers deny soliciting a bribe from a company for a UIF contract. ANC veteran and political analyst Omry Makgoale joins us now for more on this. Dr. Omry, good evening and thank you very much for your time. Just last month, we were hearing of 4 ANC MPs, including a cabinet minister, who have been let off the hook for state capture, corruption allegation. It's believed that those 4 benefited financially on those state capture days, but the ethics committee finding no, there was no breach of ethics. And the ANC taking really no action against those. Yet we see this provincial chair of the ANC Youth League immediately suspended for what the SG says is embarrassing the ANC and putting a whole lot of pressure on the ANC on the build-up to the elections. Is this, the degree of consistency in applying disciplinary measures within the party as a way of renewing?
Look, Thabo, there's no consistency in applying the disciplinary measures in the party. But let me say this. What they are doing about this mayor from Kopanong, it's the right thing to do. The only thing is they do it only to him and many others who are seniors who are supposed to be treated in the same way have not been treated in that way. So, and it's because of lack of consistency that the ANC is like this. So you have rules for certain people and rules for certain people. Other people trample on the rules and nothing happens to them. And others, when they do small things, then you throw a ton of bricks on top of their head. So there is lack of consistency. And I just hope that maybe Fikile Mbalula, as the new broom in the SG's office, maybe he will start cleaning in his own way. If he's going to treat all other people who default in the same way, that would be good. But if he is just going to treat this person alone and the others are not going to be treated, it will be as useless as forever and it will be hopeless. So I think that the key issue is consistency, lack of consistency in the ANC, in lack of consequence management. People do wrong things and nothing happens to them. And my own feeling, of course, is I'm disappointed with this current ANC leadership, that we hoped for more from them, that they will address the issue of consequence management. They will make sure that those who are implicated in all sorts of things are removed from offices, and they've not done so. They failed. And they will be going out, I think, in 4 or 5 years' time, and the ANC will still be in a mess like this. They're going to leave the ANC in a mess, according to the way I see it. I don't think they have the courage to address the problems. That's my view.
What do you make then of the debate that's being raised now by the SACP in the Free State? They are saying Thulas Nxesi has just 2 weeks ago been accused of wanting to solicit a bribe. He was not suspended. He was instead allowed the opportunity to clear his name. Today he had a press briefing. He says he's going to court. This matter will be ventilated properly. And they are saying, why is this mayor being suspended without being given such a process or even a thorough investigation being conducted into his matter before he is suspended?
I think they are right, Tabu. They are right, because it's a question of consistency. You have to have consistent application of the disciplinary rules, consistent application. You must treat all members equally. You cannot afford to have some being more equal than others. You cannot afford to have animal farm type of arrangement where others are more equal than others and others are treated harshly, others are patted on the back and so on. So I think they are right to ask that, because why? Why treat this person differently when the others were given the opportunity? And as I say, I think that it's correct if they were to treat everybody in the same way as they treated this mayor of Kopanong. If they were to treat everybody in the same way from now onward, then it will be correct. But if they are going to treat him alone this way and the others are just getting pat at the back, then it's just as hopeless as ever, But I'm disappointed, of course, with this current leadership. We expected a lot from them, and they've really not lived up to that expectation, you know. And as you see, the harbors, you know, the Durban Harbour, the Richards Bay Harbour, the railways, and still in Tatas. You can't run any modern economy without harbours running professionally, without trains running professionally, without electricity 24/7. You can't run a modern economy. So for me, this current leadership has been a disappointment. I expected a lot from them, but they've really fell short of what I would have expected from them. Yeah. They are a disappointment for me.
Part of that disappointment, just let me know, I mean, do you think these would be processes linked, for example, to internal workings of the party? So others are saying part of the reason why this mayor would have been dealt this kind of blow is because it's linked to the list conferences that are about to take place, and there is a sense that they do not want him to see the light of day and make it as an NEC.
Look, the NEC, I mean, is already elected. The NEC were elected at the 55th conference. So at the moment, what they are doing, they are just compiling the list for next year's election for those who will be going to provincial legislature and those who will be going to national parliament. So they are doing that. But as I say, there is no consistency. Some of the people who were implicated by the Guptas, the Watson, way back, are still in the list. So there's no consistency. So, and this is why I say this current leadership, on my side, there's been a disappointment because they've not managed to clean the ANC. And Zondo Commission's report has given all the list of the people who are implicated, and they've done nothing about it. The VBS, Bank is in Limpopo, they've given the list of those who are implicated, they've done nothing about it. So this current leadership of ANC has been a disappointment for us, some of us. Disappointment. Yeah. To be honest, there is lack of consistency, and they have no will to address the renewal problem in the ANC, to renew the ANC. They have no will and courage to do that. So I'm actually disappointed, seriously disappointed with them.
So would you say, I mean, an action which, according to Fikile Mbalula, is an action to protect the image of the ANC, if it's applied the way that it is applied right now, would actually do more damage to the image of the ANC than good?
Yeah, look, I think it's not good. You know, when you follow, like you go for small fries, something like that. I'm sorry to use that term, you know, and you leave the big fishes that do wrong things and you do nothing about it. So you see, the question of consistency is very, very important. When you attack a mayor of a small town and you throw a ton of bricks on top of that, and the big fishes that are destroying the ANC left, right, and center at high levels, and you leave them, and you allow them to absolve themselves. You know, and so there's no point. You can't renew the ANC that way. You need consistency to renew the ANC. You need equal treatment for all ANC members. Discipline is expected from everyone in the ANC, from the president to the last person. Everyone in the ANC is expected to be highly disciplined, from the president to the last person in the branch. You know, and that discipline is expected from all of them, without exception. Without exception. So in this case, they've got exceptions. Those who are implicated in the VBS, they're still there. They're still there in the provincial government in Limpopo. They're still there in the leadership. Those who are implicated in the Zondo Commission are still there as cabinet ministers. So there's no consistency. And you can't renew the ANC this way. So this is why renewal of ANC is non-existent at the moment. And what they're doing with this poor mayor, I don't think will achieve much. Because they see the big fishes are still there, going on as if nothing has happened.
Is it likely maybe going to result in some kind of an antagonistic interaction and relationship between the ANC Youth League nationally and the Secretary General? Because this is, of course, a member of the Youth League, provincial chairperson in the Free State, or is it something that will remain in the Free State province?
Yeah, I don't know whether Colin Machida, the Youth League president at the moment, will do anything about it. But anything is possible, you know, because it's still the slates and factions in the ANC. There's no renewal. So they might take it up, the youth league might take it up with Fikile and Mbalula, or they might just leave it. And if they are themselves not affected directly because they've got they're in the list and they will be covered, they might just leave it and sacrifice the card, you know. So, but the issue is there's no consistency. There's no consistency, and there's no consequence management. People do wrong things and they are left to continue doing wrong things, and nothing happens to them, you know. And as you know, the police are not really doing a good job, you know. The tons of evidence in the Zondo Commission, tons of evidence is there. But because we don't have competent police service, no dockets are produced to arrest any of those people, despite the tons of evidence in the Zondo Commission. So you really have no consequence management, to be honest about the trouble. And it's disappointing for some of them.
Omry Makgoale, I appreciate your time. Thanks so much for coming on. ANC veteran, political analyst there, Omry Makgoale.